The artworks on display were worth in total more than 500 million Hong Kong dollars. Work by around 850 artists was exhibited. Over 19,000 people attended. This is the very first Art Hong Kong, a fair that focuses on contemporary works.
Exceed our expectations. And the kind of work you're seeing means you have to visit many galleries in many countries which you're seeing at one place.
It's a good chance for people in Hong Kong to see artwork and meet people from other countries.
It was really a matter of seeing that there wasn't an art fair in Hong Kong, which is quite a surprise to everybody. It's now the third largest art market in the world by auction turnover, and people have been saying to us that there's a real demand for an event of this nature here, so we're really fulfilling a need that was already there.
Organizers want Art Hong Kong to become a leading art fair in Asia, and one that will attract galleries from all over the world. Galleries from China, Korea, Hong Kong, Germany, London, Japan, and the USA were equally represented.
We've met some very interesting collectors, mostly from the Pacific area, anywhere from Taiwan to mainland China, Korea, really pretty much all the way, to Thailand. It's been, it's been very interesting so far. There's some people with very large collections. There's other people who are just, I think, getting into it, who are interested in starting, who seem to be very wealthy, and it's the next step is get into art collecting, we hope.
We've been very successful in just 2 days, and I'm very satisfied and happy, and I will come back again.
Chang said he's seen a more international mix among the buyers here than at some of the other art fairs he's attended, including one in Germany and one in Shanghai.
The foreigners from many different cities, Chinese collectors from Singapore and Taiwan and many different cities, and I never expected like an international audience.
Art Hong Kong has decidedly taken an international stance, and I think that is its identity, and I think that is how it can differentiate itself from, let's say, an art fair in Singapore or Taipei, where you don't really have the flow of people passing through. Regionally, this art fair is probably among the best.
Tax exemptions is also a big incentive for buyers.
Of course, for example, if you buy the artworks in China, at least you need to pay 31% as the consumption tax, as the VAT tax.
In Hong Kong, there are no taxes on the sales of artworks. Many galleries on show reported satisfactory sales. The record sale was a piece by Yuan Minjun, bought for $1.5 million. Another 7 paintings, each sold for a $6 six-figure sum. Art fairs are at heart about business, but with so much contemporary art on display, including works by such big names as Picasso, Francis Bacon, Andy Warhol, Damien Hirst, and Tom Wesselmann, they can also provide an excellent opportunity for arts education.
Well, I think that the role of art fairs around the world are changing, and they are becoming not only a place where galleries come together and artwork is bought and sold, but also platforms and places for education, platforms for dialogue, because at the same time you're bringing a lot of different people who are working in the art field together. The art fair has given out a lot of tickets to students. They've promoted it to the wider community, especially in a place like Hong Kong where we have very few platforms for showing contemporary art to the public. I think something like this is extremely beneficial to the cultural ecology.
The Asia Art Archive, the educational partner of Art Hong Kong, put together a program with guided tours, talks, a one-day conference featuring eminent curators from around the world, and a booth at which visitors could express their vision of an ideal museum. While this Hong Kong art fair was a success, there is still room to increase its standing.
The ideal art fair brings together all the sort of important sectors of the art community. Well, this art fair, it's the first year that they've done it, and the main things, we have seen a good amount of public but we haven't really seen that much as far as curators, writers, as far as like really well-known international galleries, and I'm talking about primary galleries. There's really only like a handful, at least Western ones that I'm aware of.
For contemporary art, most people would say that Art Basel in Switzerland, which is held in June, is the best. And so that's something that everyone wants to aspire to. But that's an enormous organisation. It's been going for a long time. And why shouldn't, finally, Asia have something similar? No Asian fair is there yet, but it could happen. But obviously there's going to be competition. And Shanghai is obviously going to be competition as well. And it's up to everyone who's involved to do their best to turn it into a really good fair for the region.
For the overseas organizers of Art Hong Kong, this is an ideal location to set up an arts fair because of its good auction records, location, infrastructure, and tax benefits. However, that doesn't mean there was an awful lot of Hong Kong art on display.
Of the 103 participating contemporary art galleries, 10 were Hong Kong based. Of that 10, not many featured works by Hong Kong artists. So where were the Hong Kong artists? Just one gallery dedicated its display entirely to local artists. For 7 years, Grotto Fine Arts has been representing Hong Kong artists such as Wilson Sheh, Angela Su, and Fiona Wong.
We do need to have more Hong Kong galleries involved in this fair. They have this city focus section this time for this fair. So basically it's a gathering of, I think, a group of Hong Kong galleries, put them together so to serve as a focus. But I think that has to enlarge a little bit. The most important part of having our fair in Hong Kong is to promote Hong Kong. I hope that at least 1/3, 30% of the galleries next year at this fair will be from Hong Kong. And hopefully, some of these Hong Kong galleries will have more efforts, spend more time in promoting Hong Kong artists.
As chairman of the advisory group of Art Hong Kong, Charles Mayweather's job is to select the participating galleries and artists.
We understand that this is an affair in Hong Kong, so we've given special, I think, consideration to that, without losing this question of it being an international fair, of an international quality. I'm happy with the level of participation of Hong Kong artists. I don't feel that there's too many or that there's too less or too few. And it seems to me that they sit as equal partners to the other galleries participating from across more than 20 countries.
While much of the emphasis was on sales, the fair did include one non-commercial site-specific exhibition. Curated by art consultant Sabrina Fong, the exhibition Mirage featured works by 6 emerging Hong Kong artists.
First of all, the artists will be able to see and mingle and have direct interaction with different collectors, other artists, other galleries, and also, very importantly, because they can meet with other dealers, other art galleries, they have a chance maybe to show their work, have some dialogue going.
As newcomers to the art scene, Esther Yip and Ho Man Ho were delighted to have their work shown and shared. Esther's tree installation is made up of 4,000 handmade objects. Ho Man created a large hanging sculpture.
I'm very surprised, and many people asking me about their artwork, and they are very interested and then play with my artwork and eat the popcorns.
其實香港冇乜機會吸引到外國 gallery 嘅人嚟嘅。咁呢個 art fair 會係一個可能最好 exposure 嘅機會。
I think that is a secret of an art fair, that on the one side you have a lot of very safe works, a lot of things you don't see so much in Hong Kong, but also little works, little discoveries, galleries and artists and art to discover. And the only backdrop would be, I think, that there were not a lot of Hong Kong artists represented, and that in the future we hopefully have more Hong Kong artists here. But with an art fair like that lays a really good foundation to do that and to educate artists and the public towards it.